And we're back with the All Things Sports podcast with Rockland News. I am your host, Tom Brady. Today, we're going to venture into the world of documentaries. We have a very special story based out of New York, but heavy Rockland influence. This is the story of the 2026 New York State girls Phala football team. Now, what makes it so special about Rockland is half the roster, half of the All-Star team comes from the Rockland Club, the RGAA down in Orangeburg. Also, the selection of the head coach and head trainer, both from the Rockland Club in Orangeburg, the RGAA. This is going to be a great story. You're going to learn a lot about how putting an all-star team of 14, 15-year-old girls together and going over to play in a very prestigious tournament over in Ireland, how the team was put together, how they trained, all the motivations and what goes into basically almost the same as an Olympic team, putting an Olympic team back in the day of amateurs together. We're going to have interviews with the coaches, the trainers, a lot of the players, but also we're going to get all the parents involved. You're going to learn every angle. You're going to hear from those who have direct ancestral ties to Ireland and how important this tournament is to them. So stay tuned. This is going to be something special along the next week as we venture out into the world of documentaries on an amazing story, the 2026 New York State girls Phala football team.
Rockland News is proudly sponsored by the New York Boulders baseball team. Tickets on sale now. Visit nyboulders.com. Plus, Yabu Fence Company, serving the Hudson Valley since 1965. Easy Temp for all your ice machine repair needs across the Hudson Valley. And finally, our friends at Dana Pest Control. Third generation, family owned. They can take care of all your pests in your home and outside. Visit them at danapestcontrol.com. Let's get back to our interviews with Tom Brady.
And we are back with the All Things Sports podcast. I'm your host, Tom Brady, here with Rockland News. We continue our documentary story on the 2026 girls New York Phala football team. And I am sitting here with the head coach, Mark Comerford. Mark, thank you for taking out your time for being here on the show.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Yeah, glad to be on it.
So, all right. So for those out there who don't, who haven't heard of the GAA as far as the Gaelic Athletic Association and realizing there's sports there, there's a lot of our crowd that's been down there for parties and stuff, but some people don't even know there was athletic fields sitting there. So tell everybody a little bit what the Gaelic football is all about and what the Phala tournament's all about.
Well, the Gaelic football originated from Ireland. That's where I originated from, and with the mass emigration over all the years, the game started up in New York, and hence that's how I got involved when I immigrated over here. But I originally was in the Bronx, and I played below in Gaelic Park, and I was over teams and trained teams down there. And then when I got married, I moved up to Rockland County, where the Rockland GA had been already. It's been set up since 1974. So I got involved with Rockland GA up there coaching kids. So that's where it all started for me up in Rockland. So.
All right. So with the long development of the GAA sports, so you've seen the whole, almost, what was turned as basically a learning procedure to one generation, but now has become, everybody knows it. You see the girls, they understand, they know the game, and they're coming in day one with a great understanding instead of you showing them everything. So tell us the evolution of like how much better has the quality gotten. You always get the good athlete, but now they know how to play the game on day one.
Yeah, well, that originated, I suppose that started up in the past 20 years or so, when I suppose a lot of people before my time, they started developing the kids in the GAA, like, teaching them the sports, and it gradually grew over the years. Like that, that's credit to a lot of parents in the Bronx and Queens and Rockland. Like they were the ones who started them off at a small age, and eventually over the years, more kids got into the program, and eventually it got stronger and stronger. And that's how it originated. Before, before, back in the 60s and 70s, there wouldn't have been any underage teams. But then come the 80s, they started it slowly, and then they started the Gaelic for girls, and they started the minor board, and that's how it all got so strong. Like, you know, I'd say when the kids went to Fela first, they were in Division 5, and unfortunately, there the past 3 years, the girls won Division 1 3 years in a row, and they demoted them now, so they can't bring 15-year-olds. They're only allowed to bring 14-year-olds in a U15 competition. But we're glad to be going. So,
and yeah, that's definitely you know, there's definitely an unfortunate part of what's going on, but exactly that. Everybody's happy about going. You know, we put the team together. So let's talk about you, like, you know, and you and the team, from the selection process of now. How many clubs are there in New York involved?
Yeah, there's 5 clubs in Gaelic for girls. There's Shannon Gales, Rangers, Seltanta, Rockland, and St. Bridget's. They're the 5 clubs we had to pick the panel from this year. So we had maybe 35 girls try out, 14-year-old girls try out for the panel, and we have a panel of 24 traveling to Ireland. So some girls didn't make it, which we found it hard to cut these girls, like, at the trials. You know, there was very little between any of them in the end, but, you know, unfortunately we can only bring 24 with the expense and etc. So we had to keep it, the numbers low. We'd have loved to bring everyone, but we cut it down to 24, and the trials started mid-March, and we had the panel sorted by the end of March, like. So, and we've trained for the past 3 months very hard. They've been a great bunch to train, practice, and Colin Donnelly, the trainer's done a brilliant job with them. Like, they've really improved in the past 3 months. Their skill level is way better than when it started out there the first week of April there.
And yeah, as I mentioned on my last podcast, I'm fortunate enough to be involved with this, with my daughter being on the team, and I've seen exactly what Coach is talking about. Coach Colm, who does all the training, he's no joke, and, you know, he takes everything serious, and you know, these girls have definitely gotten 2 or 3 steps better than what they were when they put the team together back in February. So we talk about you put the team together, and now the team's starting to evolve. What have you seen? Because you're also the coach of this age group for the Rockland team. So not only is this a Rockland heavy team, but you had actually the opportunity to really coach against all these girls anyway. So you've seen a lot of their strengths and weaknesses, and how much of an advantage is that for you going forward with a plan of saying, all right, we're going to do this, this, and this to put this team together?
Yeah, well, it's hard, like, because you're putting 24 players together who haven't ever played before, like. So that's a challenge. But in the last few weeks, I've seen them gel together. Like, we're fortunate. There's 10 of the girls from Rockland GAA playing, and they all have played together over the years, and they know how each other plays. And, you know, so we're lucky that way, that we have that amount of players on the team from Rockland, and they know each other, how they play. But then there's the rest of the panel there that are involved in it, and there's some excellent players there, you know, and they've all got to gel together now, and, you know, they're a great bunch of girls there. You know, their attitude is excellent. So, you know, hopefully, you know, we can just get a bit of a rub of the green over the few days in Ireland, and I think they'll do very well, like.
And I firmly believe that too. I mentioned I see this team as being ready. You know, they're ready to go. You know, we're ready to go across the pond and put the best foot forward. All the credit due to, you know, Coach Comerford and the whole staff and the whole board to put the team together. So we look forward to getting back to you, reporting all week, and keeping everybody updated on what's going on here with the 2026 girls Fela football team from New York. And this is Tom Brady on the All Things Sports Podcast with Rockland News.
Thanks, Tom, and we'll be back in a moment. This podcast is proudly sponsored by the following establishments, and if you mention Rockland News, you might get a free discount, you might get a coupon. Mention Rockland's News at any of these fine establishments and get a really cool deal. For instance, Fiesta Acapulco, located in Stony Point, New York. Mention Rockland News, and at the end of your dinner, get a free coquito shot with your dinner. Pretty cool. Kobe Sushi has a jazz music lounge. Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, you get jazz music while you're enjoying the finest sushi in all of Rockland County. Mention Rockland's News and get 15% off your entire sushi order. Minimum $75 order, but that's at least $10.25 off your entire order. Breakpoint Bowling, located in West Haverstraw, New York. It's a newly renovated $2 million facility that offers 20 lanes of bowling with big screen TVs, an arcade, as well as laser tag. Plus, you got Joey A's restaurant, which is right next door. And on, I believe, Fridays and Saturday nights, there also is either karaoke or a DJ. And once in a while, you'll catch a band over there. And mention Rockland News, and perhaps when offers are limited on this, but get an arcade card, a $10 arcade card for free just by mentioning Rockland News. That's just for first-time customers only. Plus, over at Whole Shot Bagels, if you mention Whole Shot Rockland's News, you'll get a free bagel for first-time customers only. So a lot of great offers. Let's get back to Tom Brady with his next interview. And again, he is over in Ireland for the women's football 15-year-old bracket in Ireland. So let's go back to him right now.
And welcome back to our special edition of All Things Sports here on Rockland News with our story on the 2026 New York State Fela girls football team. We are over in Ireland. This is Tuesday night, the June 23rd. And, well, today, day one, went pretty much as it has gone for the girls for the past three and a half to 4 months. Heavy training schedule, very busy, but yet focused and energized. We had wheels on the ground at 8:30 a.m. The girls hopped in their bus, took off to a breakfast, then 3-hour drive up to Bondoran, where they then had about an hour or two to themselves before they had team meeting, collecting uniforms, new uniforms. Then they had a team dinner, and no rest for the weary. They had a 6:15 bus from the hotel out to one of the local fields, about a 20-minute drive, to have their first scrimmage of the week to stay sharp. The girls played well, even though a little bit of jet lag. All things considering, coaches were happy. Solid performance. So looking forward for the rest of the week. Girls have a lot in store for them. Both a lot of team building activities, keeping the girls tight and loose, but yet focused, energized, and basically in shape and ready to play. So day one in Ireland in the books for the 2026 girls New York State Fela football team.
All right. Thanks a lot, Tom Brady. Again, he's in Ireland right now. We want to thank more of our sponsors, the UPS store in West Haverstraw, Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy located in West Haverstraw, Susan Bova, Coldwell Banker Realty, 99 Signs for all your digital billboard and portable sign needs. You can visit them at 99signs.com. FZ Perfection Auto Body Repair located in Congers, New York, and Clean Space Maintenance Management Company. Get your entire home taken care of, all of your clutter just removed into the mobile dumpster, and they can haul it away starting at just $199. It's a great deal. You should check it out. Let's get back to more information from Tom Brady, and let's see what's going on in Ireland.
And we're back with All Things Sports podcast here on Rockland News. I'm your host, Tom Brady, continuing our coverage of the 2026 New York State Fela girls football team and their journey over to Ireland for the Fela tournament. It is Wednesday evening, June 24th, and day two in the books. Another great day for the girls, again, following the schedule they have followed for the past few months. Wake up to a nice team breakfast, but yet first thing on the agenda today is the team bonding and just remembering that kids are kids. Right after team breakfast, girls board the bus and do about 2.5, 3 hours of surfing lessons. So the girls had a great time this afternoon. All learning how to surf. Some knew, some didn't. They had a great time. Coaches, trainers also jumping in there. Then grab the bus way back, hit some dinner, and then back off to the field. Scrimmage number 2. The girls look crisp again. Moving well, playing well as a team, and realizing that they're almost there. One more night of scrimmages, one more night of practice, and then it's off to the Phala tournament. Coaches are happy so far with the performance. Girls not showing too much jet lag, although trying to settle them down because kids are kids, and they are a little bit excited to be on vacation over here. So the end of day 2, everything going pretty well for the girls as scheduled, and we look forward to bringing you some more tomorrow night. Tom Brady, All Things Sports.
Thanks, Tom. And we'll be right back with more interviews from Tom Brady. Some more sponsors that we want to thank in this very special episode of Rockland's News. Again, Tom Brady reporting from Ireland on the women's Phala football tournament, the 15-year-old women's bracket. So this podcast is also sponsored by District 96, located in Nyack, New York, Noble Experiment in West Nyack, Round Table Brewing Company, located in Garnerville, Stony Point Brewing Company, located in West Haverstraw, New York, Red Barn Cidery, and notably, our own Lara Lois Seymour is going to be performing at Red Barn Cidery this Friday, and she's going to be playing with her band's The Femme Fighters. I highly recommend you check them out. There's also Van Houten's Farm, which our podcaster and live streamer Mike Kluger is always talking about, as well as a new place that's near and dear to my heart, The Flowery, located in Haverstraw, New York. Now, it's not something that I recommend for any of the 15-year-old women that are out there in Ireland, but something for the parents, maybe. Who knows? I don't know anything about that stuff, but everybody have a great time. And here's some more with Tom Brady.
Good evening from across the pond. This is Tom Brady with All Things Sports Rockland News. It is Thursday evening, June 25th. So today, the schedule follows the same. Girls wake up, a little breakfast, and then another great team bonding experience set up by the organization. Girls go out to an amusement park for the afternoon, do some zip lining, jumping on a bunch of rides, kids being kids, keeping everything, very light and in a very good mood. Girls came back with big smiles on their faces, had their team, late lunch, early dinner, and then off to the final practice, the final scrimmage. Scrimmage went well. Tonight they stepped it up. They played a U16 team. Remember, this is a 14-year-old team. Played a solid U16 team over in Drumore, which is the home club of our head trainer, Colin Donnelly. So that's where Colin grew up. Colin is kind of legendary in this area because he was an excellent player, excellent person. And the girls played Drumore to a 4-9 draw. Tough game, tough match. Definitely the way to end their workouts for the last scrimmage. So this is it. They're done. Training in the books. All the fun's in the books. Tomorrow morning we hop on the buses up to Letterkenny and then get ready for the tournament Saturday in Derry. And stay tuned as you're going to start to meet some of the parents, and they're going to talk about their child and what it means for them, from their perspective of their kids being in this tournament. So this is Tom Brady, All Things Sports News, and we will check back with a lot of the parents, some of the coaches, and maybe even some of the players. All Things Sports Rockland. Thanks.
Thanks, Tom. And just as a reminder, this podcast is sponsored by the New York Boulders baseball team, Work Smart New York Business Boot Camp, Yabu Fence Company, Dana Pest Control, and Easy Temp. Let's get back to Tom Brady in Ireland.
Here on the All Things Sports Podcast, we always want to thank those who help us be who we are. And those are our sponsors. We want to thank Yabu Fence Company, Dana Pest Control, Kobe Sushi, and Noco Joe's Barbecue and Sports Bar in Piermont. Thank them for their support and helping us be who we want to be. Here on the All Things Sports Podcast, I'm your host, Tom Brady. I am a strength and conditioning coach and holistic lifestyle coach. If you ever have questions, comments, concerns about your health, your training programs, you can reach out to me, strengthcoachtjb@gmail.com. strengthcoachtjb@gmail.com. Also, any questions that you have about any Rockland sporting events, teams, people, anything you want to hear about, learn more about, reach out to me, same email, strengthcoachtjb@gmail.com.
And Tom Brady often live streams on Rockland News on Fridays on his podcast, All Things Sports. You could typically catch him on Fridays around 9:30, 9:45, but you can also catch the replays of that, obviously, on our podcast platforms on Spotify as well as on Apple Podcasts. Here's more from Tom Brady.
Hello, everybody. This is Tom Brady from All Things Sports, Rockland News, Friday, June 26th, as we continue following the New York State girls Phala football team. So now, with everything being done as far as workouts and scrimmages, we are now up in Letterkenny. This is our final destination, staying here this evening before tomorrow's tournament over in Derry. The girls have arrived. They had a morning breakfast, another hour on the bus up to the hotel. They had an afternoon of basically team time again and relaxation team time. They basically went to the mall and let girls be girls, and coaches and board members let them shop around for a few hours, just have some fun, relax. Coming back to the hotel for nighttime meetings. Tonight gets a little bit more strict, as has been the tempo all week, with the coaches getting a little bit more strict with the bedtime and the bed check times. Tonight, all girls have to turn in all electronics, cell phones, tablets, iPads at 10 p.m. So it's game time. The girls are ready. Coaches are ready. We are here in Letterkenny, and we will do a little bit more reporting later this evening when we start bringing you and introducing you to the families of all these players. This is Tom Brady, All Things Sports, Rockland News.
Thanks, Tom. And as a reminder, this podcast is sponsored by Dana Pest Control, Yabu Fence Company, Easy Temp for all your ice machine repair needs, New York Boulders baseball team located in Pomona, New York. Tickets are on sale now at nyboulders.com. Let's get back to Tom Brady.
This is Tom Brady back with All Things Sports here on Rockland News. We begin our interviews with some of the parents, get to know the behind the scenes of how these girls made it to where they're at. And the people who drove them to the practices, motivated them, kept them going when things were nice and low, as we do as parents, and how to keep them motivated and driving them forward. I'm sitting here with one of our parents here, and we're going to go through a quick introduction. You're going to learn a little bit about them, where they're from, clubs they belong to, and their daughter. All right? Barry. This is Barry. Barry, please introduce yourself, your club, where you're from.
Hi, I'm Barry Annette. I'm with the Rockland Club, GAA, up in Rockland. My daughter is Mackenzie. She plays half forward for the Rockland under 14 team. We're here in Phala supporting the New York team. They're playing in Derry tomorrow for a big tournament. We're in Division II, and it consists of 14-year-old girls versus 14 and 15-year-old girls, because we're playing individual clubs while we're kind of consisted of a few different clubs in New York put together for this match.
All right. So getting involved with the Gaelic football, how did you get your daughter involved? Did you have history? Did you grow up playing this game? And tell us a little bit about your background.
Yeah, I grew up playing in the Bronx with the Celtics, actually. And I played up until, under 21s. And then I left Celtics and I went and played with Cavan. And I played juniors and seniors with Cavan. I played with multiple teams through the years, Roscommon, Armagh, Down, and Cavan, probably the most out of all the teams. And then we moved up to Rockland, and I got my son into Gaelic up in Rockland, and my daughter Mackenzie, which we're here now for, and she's really excelling and enjoying the sport. So we're having so much fun.
And I can vouch for that. I do know Barry personally. Our daughter's playing the same team out of Rockland. And, not only Barry's playing background, but he also helps coach some of the teams over at Rockland. He's an assistant on the field, almost for multiple teams. You can see his passion for the game just exuding. So being that you're a lifer for Gaelic football, what does it mean to you watching your daughter now go through this process, making this team go and ready to take the field tomorrow on Fela?
Yeah, it means so much. I'm kind of living through her right now. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I had 2 kids that I tried to put in Gaelic, and they weren't into it. They were into it for a little while. They started out to be, more of a musician type, children. So my last one was like the athlete, and was like really, really consistent in it. So I enjoy that the most, and she's only 14 now. Hopefully she has a few more years and has a great time. She's met a lot of friends and a lot of new friends from the Fela team because they consist of other clubs, so she's having a blast, I hope she just continues with it.
Oh, that's great. That's great that you finally get someone to live through, as parents. Any parent who's an ex-athlete, if you get that one child, we definitely drive through them and live through them. And I can tell you Barry's definitely doing that. And if anybody is able to stream a copy of the game, believe me, if there's an audio to the game, you will hear the name Kenzie more than once. Okay. And that's a promise on my end. She's a great player, definitely one of the leaders of our team. And as she goes, hopefully the success of the New York team goes. This is Tom Brady, All Things Sports, Rockland News.
Thanks, and we'll have much more from Tom Brady momentarily. We just want to thank our sponsors once again. Fiesta Acapulco, located in Stony Point, New York. Kobe Sushi with their jazz music lounge, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturday nights. Breakpoint Bowling, located in West Haverstraw, New York. And Whole Shot Bagels, located in Haverstraw, New York. Mention Rockland News in each of those fine establishments and get something free or something really cool just for mentioning our name. Here's Tom Brady.
Tom Brady back with All Things Sports here on Rockland News. And we continue the road down to talking with the people who make it happen, some of the parents. Right now I have with me one of the Rockland parents. And let's go ahead. Pat, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Pat Keeney. I live in Pearl River, New York. My daughter Delia plays for Rockland GAA. She's been playing since she was, 4 years old. She started training.
All right. So we got a lifer playing on the team. So how did she get involved? Do you have history with the sport? Did you play when you were younger?
I played when I was younger. I was probably done playing by the time I was her age. Went to play baseball and all the other sports. Kind of pulled me away from it. And I regret it. I regret that I didn't stay because I saw all my friends that did stay playing and with trips to Ireland and the friends that they made. It was a great experience for them. So that's kind of what I wanted for my kids.
All right. So you got it for your kids, but also I understand you went to helping the next extra step, not only as a parent, but as a coach. You took over some of the teams when you lived down in the city.
Yeah, when I was down in the Bronx, I helped coach the B side of Rockland, my son's team, with one of the men down there, Gareth Bailey, was the head coach. I gave him a hand, which I learned a ton about the sport down, that way. And I got to help the kids on the B squad who wouldn't be they're more developmental players. It was taking the kids that had the potential and just kind of bringing them up to speed, and it was great. It was a great experience.
All right. So you have all the experience in the sport. You've lived through the sport. You've understood it from a very young age. Now tell me, what is it like to have your own child now part of this team, not only just playing in a regular club, but part of this team going through this experience?
Oh, it's great. I mean, the hospitality that they're seeing back here on the way other clubs are treating them, the whole experience, they're treated like superstars they're on a tour bus. It's just like, it's a once in a lifetime experience for them. And, and it's an honor to see your children on a team like this. And, I hope they really just take away the lesson of the way that they're welcomed into all these different clubs and treated like with the hospitality that they have been treated with. And then, you know, there's the competitive side. You know, you want to teach them how they got a tough schedule this week. They've been working hard, and you want to see them learn to overcome everything, you know, and like break, you know, work it hard.
And that's exactly it. What they've gone through over the past 4 months, and then over the past 3 days since we've gotten here, touchdown in Ireland, has been absolutely amazing. We thank you, Pat, for your time. And this is Tom Brady, All Things Sports, Rockland News.
Okay, thanks, Tom. And we'll be right back with more Tom Brady live from Ireland. Actually, it's not live, but he's podcasting from Ireland. Again, this is the women's 15-year-old Fela football team, soccer, over in Ireland. And obviously, soccer's all the rage right now. So we thought we'd do something just a little bit different because we couldn't get the $3,500 tickets in order to cover the World Cup in person. And then the press passes and all this stuff. Plus, you got to travel. So we're like, you know, let's not use the car. Let's take the plane. We're going to basically head straight over to Ireland. And again, Thomas Brady, sports performance coach, and he's a live streamer. You can catch him on All Things Sports, which is our live stream every Friday, approximately 9:30. And it's also available afterwards on the Apple Podcast and Spotify location. Let's get to some more from Tom Brady from Ireland.
Tom Brady back with All Things Sports here on Rockland News, continuing the coverage of all the parents, the people who make things happen and who actually created this team, the ones who drove the kids to practice, and they were definitely the driving force behind everything. I'm here with one of the other parents. This is Henry. Henry's going to introduce himself, where he's from, club association, and his daughter's name.
Hey, I'm Henry Tevin from Rockland, and it's Aoife Tevin plays with the club.
So, how embedded are you with the Gaelic football? Were you a player when you were younger? And you know, did you grow up in Ireland? Did you bring it over to the States? And tell us a little bit about your past history with the game.
Yeah, no, I was always involved in it here. I'm from Kells, County Meath, so Meath were a good team in the 80s and 90s, so we used to go to Crow Park nearly every weekend. You know, we won a few All-Irelands. It's we all played it. We played the hurling and the football. Yeah, and we brought it to America, and we kept it going then, you know.
All right. So being a Gaelic football lifer and understanding the Fela tournament, tell me what it's like to see now your heritage. All right. You got the bloodlines, one of your kids playing in this tournament. What does that mean to you watching your daughter go through this whole process?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like even last weekend with the Camogie, I'd seen all the girls there, and this week then as well with the football. They're putting their heart and soul into it, and they really want to do it, and they're doing it for us as well, for their parents, and for, you know, especially because we were brought up with it too, and it's great to see. It's brilliant.
And he's 100% spot on. I mean, this has been actual, an amazing process. From coaches, parents, all the way down. The board that puts this together every year puts together a first-class trip, first-class experience for anybody who makes a team. This is Tom Brady, All Things Sports, Rockland News.
All right, thanks, Tom. And we'll be right back with Tom Brady from All Things Sports. We want to once again thank our sponsors, the New York Boulders baseball team. Tickets on sale now for their 15th season, and they have synthetic turf. You're going to see a lot more events over there. We just did our Rocklands Music Fest in last year of 2025, and we had about 1,200 people there with the band's Magical Mystery Doors, and it was just a great time. So there's going to be a lot more events over at Clover Stadium right up the road from here in Pomona, New York, and you can learn more about them at nyboulders.com. Here's more from Tom Brady.
Tom Brady back with All Things Sports on Rockland News, and we continue with the parents, the ones who drive the car, getting these girls to practice, out to the games, and everything that made this team happen. I'm with our next parent. His name's Kyle. Kyle, introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from.
How you doing? My name is Kyle Bruton. I'm from Yonkers, New York. We play with the New York Celtics club.
All right. So what's your daughter's name, and what high school is she attending next year?
My daughter's Ellie Bruton, and she's attending Maria Regina High School in Hartsdale.
All right. So getting your daughter involved with Gaelic football, did you play Gaelic football when you were younger, or was this just something that came about that you thrust her into and she actually fell in love with?
So I didn't play Gaelic football. My wife is from AO, and we live in an Irish community. So everybody's kids were getting involved with the Gaelic sports. So we joined, and it's been great. We love every minute of it.
All right. All right. So we got a little history there, you know, a little Irish part of the family. All right. So now going through, how many years has she played?
She's been playing since she's 6. And I have 2 other kids, and they've been playing since they're 6 as well.
All right. So knowing the game now, knowing the club sport, but yet knowing what fail is all about. Tell me what it's like to see one of your own now going through this entire process, making the team, being part of this whole, process from beginning to end. And now we are on the cusp, the night before the tournament. You know, what does it mean to you to see your daughter go through this?
It's an awesome experience. Like, we're so proud. She's so proud to have made the team. Couldn't have been a better experience. I would suggest everybody give it an opportunity, join Gaelic. It's just an awesome experience.
All right.
Okay, thanks a lot, Tom Brady. I think we got a little bit more from that interview. Let's just put that back on there.
So again, if
There it is.
hopefully we get the live stream of the game back to the States at some point. And if we do, if you hear the name Ellie on the field, believe me, you will. Okay. She is definitely one of the leaders of the team. And, we thank Kyle for his time. This is Tom Brady with All Things Sports, Rockland News.
All right. Apologies for that. There was a little bit of a cutoff there, but we were able to get the rest of the audio in. Again, Tom Brady reporting from Ireland, and definitely a little bit of an experiment with Rockland News. We're just testing the boundaries of what we can do in a safe way. I mean, it's the radio. What's the worst thing that you could say? It's like FCC's coming after us. But we don't have to worry about the FCC today, ladies and gentlemen, because we're talking about the GAA, Rockland's GAA, and they do the Gaelic Athletic Association for all of Rockland. So you could basically, football, women's football, soccer, and Tom Brady is out there in Ireland right now covering the women's 15-year-old Fela football tournament. So here's more from Tom Brady.
Welcome back to All Things Sports here on Rockland News. This is Tom Brady, and we continue with the parents, the people who drive the train for the girls who have made it this far. I have the next set of parents that we're going to interview here, and here's Derek.
Derek Madalena, Rockland County, New York.
Donna Madalena, Pearl River, Rockland County, New York.
Rockland GAA.
All right. So what's your daughter's name, and when did you introduce her to the game of Gaelic football?
Jenna Madalena, she probably was introduced maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Our son had played it predominantly. He played hurling and Gaelic football, but we had never known what it was. We moved up from the city, didn't know what it was until our neighbor down the street just gave Nicholas a hurl and a Gaelic football and says, hey, we're going to play in the schoolyard.
And that is how it happens a lot with the Irish sports outside of Ireland, especially in the United States. People introduce you and say, what is that? And then next thing you know, you're involved in the whole community. That is absolutely amazing and very successful as far as, bringing the kids along and developing them, not only as kids, but, into young adults and teaching them the things about, sportsmanship, unselfishness, and teamwork. All right. So here we are. You've been involved with the game for a few years now. What does it mean to you guys that your daughter made this team and where we are today, right on the cusp, where the night before the tournament starts, everything we've been through the last 4 months, the training, the driving the practices, everything like that. What does it mean to you to watch your daughter go through this?
Well, it means a lot. She's put a lot of hard work into it. She's had a lot of training by excellent coaches, and we're happy that she got this far, and we hope that they take it all.
Now, we would go to drop my son to practice, and I'd see Colin training the girls. I said, my God, look at these girls are training. This was such an honor. Like, people would talk about it. Oh, look, that's the Fela team. That was like the all-star, the best of the best. But to be able to watch that now, to be a part of that and be trained by Colin, I got to tell you, it's awesome.
And there you have it. More positive feedback about, the experience with this team, the way the board puts this team together, the state of New York, and everything they do for these girls. they do so much with the camaraderie and the teamwork of off the field stuff. But on the field, I believe they're ready to go. Thank you, Donna and Derek, for your time. And this is Tom Brady, all things sports, Rockland News.
Okay, thanks, Tom. We're going to get right into the next part of the interviews. Again, Tom Brady over in Ireland covering the women's age 15 GAA Fela football team tournament. It's a lot to say in one shot, but hopefully I did that right. Here's some more from Tom Brady.
And we're back. This is the All Things Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Tom Brady, here on Rockland News. We continue with the people who drive the engine of these girls, the parents, people who drove them to practices, the people who kept them going through the low times. So here I am, a few more parents from a club outside of Rockland, okay? And we're very eagerly to introduce
Michael Lina.
And Anne-Marie Lina.
All right. Thank you for joining the show. Tell us a little bit about who your daughter is, what club you play for, and how you guys got involved with Gaelic football.
My daughter's name is Cueva Lina, and she plays for Shannon Gales. We got involved probably 12 years ago, maybe longer, with Shannon Gales with our older daughter. And then subsequently, Cueva started playing from underage 4s, 6, right up to 14 now.
All right. So you had a little bit of experience, okay? And now, how much, A, do you love being involved with the community? And then B, being actually chosen to be part of an organization and team like this?
Well, I think our daughter and our kids that played with Shannon Gales are very loyal to Shannon Gales, which is a great quality that we like to keep in the team and in them. But their experience of going to play with the Fela team in particular for Cueva was just a different level of fitness and commitment, which we all worked with, and especially she did try really hard last year in camogie and this year in the football. And we were lucky it paid off.
All right. So now you see, obviously commitment is necessary to make something like this. So tell us a little bit about what it takes from a parent's perspective to say, hey, you know what? We get the opportunity to say our daughter was invited to try out for this team. What is it from our perspective that needs to make this happen?
Well, physically, we have to get them there. So we live in Queens. So, some of the training sessions were a challenge, 2 to 3 times a week. But I have to say, in bringing her and Caroline, which was the other Shannon Gales lady playing for Fela, it was never an issue. They get into the car, they are happy to go, they have fun, they never complain. They loved the training every single day. I have to say, they never complained once. And they trained 5 to 6 days a week because they also did Fela camogie. So it was intense. Doing it 5 to 6 days a week between the 2 training sessions was a lot. Never once heard a complaint.
And you hear that from 14-year-olds. So 14-year-olds living in Queens, traveling up to Rockland, the Bronx, Yonkers for practice, not for a game, for practice 2 to 3 times a week, no matter where the games are, no matter where everything is. So, all right. So here we are, the night before everything. The 4 months of training is over. The 3 scrimmages are over here. Are there little nerves, butterflies? What's going on, with you guys? What's happening within the parents' minds?
I'd say we're nervous. Yeah, we know what's ahead of it. You can see some of the trial games here. The level is a lot higher than they may be used to playing in New York. But if looking at the kids playing the last few days, if they're ready, they're definitely ready, and their fitness level is above probably where you think it should be, and they're going to need it. But the quality of fitness and training that they got from everybody and the coaches and all is phenomenal.
And that's 100% true. As I've been telling you, through Coach Mark Comerford and the entire staff, what has happened and the way they have broken down everything has been meticulous. Well thought out to the detail, down to the team building camaraderie events that they do, down to the scrimmages that they actually hold. So here we are, night before. any predictions? Any ideas of what might happen tomorrow?
I'm a little nervous, definitely, but I think they have a good chance. I think the game last night gave them a little bit of kind of show them what this is really going to be. The first two games were less challenging, the first two friendly games, but I think last night showed them that this is kind of the level here, and they have to be on their game, which they're capable of doing. They've got the training, they just need to put it into practice tomorrow.
That's 100%. And let me tell you, this team is ready. We have followed them from the beginning. We have seen the development of great players becoming a great team. The coaches, the training staff has done such an amazing job. We congratulate everybody no matter what happens tomorrow. However, we do believe that these girls are ready to put their best foot forward. This is Tom Brady from All Things Sports, reporting for Rockland News. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. And as a reminder, this podcast, which is Tom Brady out there in Ireland covering the women's Fela age 15 football tournament, and the Rockland GAA is a big part of it. And we want to thank our sponsors once again. There's a few sponsors that we haven't mentioned that much. The UPS store located in West Haverstraw, they have great business cards. If you need business cards and you're a small business, that's a great place to get them produced. You can visit them in the West Haverstraw UPS store branch. We also have Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy. That's our friend Dr. Nicholas Kirkpatrick in West Haverstraw, New York. We have 99 Signs for all your digital, billboard, and portable sign needs. A new blog is showing up on Rockland's News this afternoon on how it's important to make sure that your storefront looks amazing. Visit them on the web at 99signs.com. We have FZ Perfection Auto Body Repair. If you want to turn your Ford Pinto into looking like a Ferrari, head over to fzperfection.com. And finally, our friends over at Clean Space Maintenance Management Company. If you got a place in your house that's cluttered, it's got a whole bunch of junk sitting around, and you want to just get it right out the door, contact Clean Space, and they have the mobile dumpster. They could drop it off at your house on like a Friday afternoon. You get up early on Saturday, you do some spring, summer cleaning, throw a whole bunch of stuff into the dumpster, and then they just haul it away as low as $199 plus a little bit for dumping fees down at Orange Town. There's the Rockland's Green facility there. So they could drop it off for you. There's dumping fees. It's usually like about $30 or $40 from our experience, but we can definitely say that it is a very valuable service. And you can visit them on the web at cleanspacemmc.us. And again, we're here with Tom Brady. Actually, we're not here literally because Thomas Brady, sports performance coach, located in Rockland County most of the time, is currently in Ireland with the women's Fela football team age 15 bracket. They flew over there to do the tournament, and the Rockland GAA is a big part of this. So here's more with our podcaster live streamer, Tom Brady.
And we're back. This is Tom Brady with All Things Sports Rockland News. And we are continuing the basically our triage through the parenting end of things. The people who make things happen, the people who have taken the girls through the practices, all through everything to get them to where they're at today. Today, I am with some new parents from the Shannon Gales Club. We're going to introduce each other and go ahead.
Porrick Higgins from Shannon Gales.
Evelyn Powers.
All right. So tell me a little bit about your daughter, and then B, how you got her involved with Gaelic football.
My daughter is Caroline Higgins. Got her involved I played football myself, played with the Mayo Club in the Bronx, and finished up playing, had Caroline, and we just got her involved playing with Shannon Gales when she was probably 6-7 years old, and just took off from there. She didn't like it at first, but kept pushing and just eventually she made a few good friends, and probably friends she has for life now. So that's the main thing. First thing you got to do is make friends, and then if they like it, then they just take it up. That's how she got involved.
That's exactly it. We always want the camaraderie things of team sports. So that's excellent that there's actually heritage there, being tied back to where mom and dad got involved with the sports. All right, so let's hear a little bit about you and your child and what club you're from.
Evelyn, and I am also Caroline's mother, and so from Shannon Gales. We live in Queens, and just to reiterate what Porg said, our daughter started playing at 6-7 years old. It was a rough start, but she made great friends, built a lot of confidence. At first it's about friendship, but then the competitiveness comes, and here we are. It's a big commitment for them. It's a big commitment for the parents, as you know. A lot of weekends, a lot of traveling, a lot of up and down to various places, especially with the Fela training. But just an unbelievable experience, unbelievable for development for these girls and boys from New York to come here and experience this and to keep the sport growing in New York. I knew nothing about Gaelic football until I met him, and here I am.
So you hear that. You that's kind of been a common message through some of the parents that we've spoken to. So we hear this, and now you build the camaraderie, you build the friendships, you build everything through the club. Now, what does it mean your daughter has made this level? Okay, this is definitely a second level type of thing. We're coming over here to Ireland. We're playing in their major tournament. What does it mean to you as their parents that your daughter's on the team and part of this entire experience?
Yeah, we're very proud of her. First and foremost, all down to the effort that she put in, and we were kind of driving around, and it's you can drive them all you want, but as long as they respond to it and push themselves and make themselves better, and it's great. You can see, we went to a few games there at the start of the year, and it's like watching a different team altogether. So you can see the training, like Colin and the boys have put into them, and it's the games, the practice matches we saw there last night. It's like watching two different teams. So you can see they're developing, they're making it better, and the next level. Once everything, once you go up another level, some girls just can't push it on, and some girls just can. It's good to see that every girl of that team has gotten better, pushed themselves on, driven themselves on, and gotten better. It's really great to see.
And an extremely common theme that you hear from everybody involved with this community right now, the coaches, the board, everybody that put this team together, the plan in place has been absolutely meticulous every step of the way. So tell us a little bit about now your daughter's involved. We are now the night before the game. We've gone through the 4 months of training. We've gone through a few scrimmages here over across the pond in Ireland. How do you feel going into tomorrow about the team, about your daughter, and about the whole experience, as a whole?
I think now where we are, it's just a great. The message now is just go out there and have fun and leave it all on the field. They have done the training, they have done the hard work, they've done, I think, everything that the coaches could have asked of them. Like I said before, it's been a commitment, and the ones that made the team showed that commitment and followed through that commitment, and it's just time to get the job done. But we're proud of them. Whatever happens, for them to be here and to do what they've done. I've seen the matches the past couple days, and I've just been floored at it's amazing what has happened over the past 4 months. Took players that were good players and have made them, as one of the coaches in Tyrone that we talked to yesterday said, they've made them into basically county players. It's just amazing.
And that's been the theme all the way through. We took great players, but made them into a great team, and basically brought them all together. Great job by the board, the coaches, Mark Comerford. They have done such an amazing job. We look forward to whatever happens tomorrow, and all the parents. We are all excited about looking forward to tomorrow. This is Tom Brady with All Things Sports Rockland News. Thank you, and we will see you on the next one. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks, Tom.
And thanks, Tom. Just as a reminder, Tom Brady is currently out in Ireland covering the women's Fela girls football team. That's soccer. And it's a big part of what Rockland GAA does, and obviously high school sports around here. And Tom has been speaking with the parents, the coaches. So it's really exciting. We're happy to be broadcasting this to those of you, and welcome to those on our Facebook groups. We appreciate that you've hung out with us over the last 5 or 6 years. I have to tell you, some of what we're doing, like, we're just trying it as it goes along. But one of the things that has been a mainstay, and you have been supporting it all the way through, is tuning in from your Facebook, from your LinkedIn, from your YouTube live stream. And then, of course, you can catch the podcast afterwards at Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So let's get some more from Tom Brady, again, out in Ireland, covering the girls football, age 15, the Fela football tournament. Here's Tom Brady.
And we're back with the All Things Sports Podcast. This is Tom Brady coming from the 2026 Girls Fela Football Championships. New York comes out very strong. Match number 2, coming away with the victory, staying alive for the playoff round. They will need a victory in the third match to advance. It's either win in advance or lose and go home. Tom Brady, All Things Sports, here from a very, very windy Derry, Ireland.
Yeah, and we have noise cancellation, but there's nothing we could do about the wind in Ireland. So let's get to the next one right away.
And we're back with the All Things Sports Podcast. This is Tom Brady coming from the 2026 Girls Fela Football Championships. New York comes out very strong. Match number 2, coming away with the victory, staying alive for the playoff round. They will need a victory in the third match to advance. It's either win in advance or lose and go home. Tom Brady, All Things Sports, here from a very, very windy Derry, Ireland.
I think he sent that one twice, so we're going to go on to the next one.
And we're back with the All Things Sports Podcast. This is Tom Brady from the 2026 Girls Fela Football Tournament. New York falls in the opening match, struggling mightily with the conditions and the wind. Now, New York is pressed into a situation where they are in a must-win. They must win the next 2 matches to advance into the semifinals. This is Tom Brady, All Things Sports. We will keep you posted throughout the day.
The suspense is rising. Let's find out what happens next.
Welcome back. This is Tom Brady with All Things Sports here at the 2026 Girls Gaelic Football Fela Championships. Match 3 has gone final for New York, and there will be no victory celebration coming to New York this year. The girls put up an extremely valiant effort in the third game, but just dug themselves too much of a deficit in the first half. A brilliant comeback in the second half, fell a little bit short. The girls will not be advancing onto the playoff round. And to an end comes the journey of a team that entered the tournament a little bit shorthanded, but they didn't let that get them down. They didn't use that as an excuse. The effort and attitude going forward by this team, it was amazing. The job by the coaching staff and trainers was absolutely, top notch. So, reporting from Derry, Ireland, and the 2026 Fela Girls Gaelic Football Championship, New York, great effort put forward.
All right, we got a few more. Let's see how it goes now.
And we're back with the All Things Sports Podcast here on Rockland News. I'm your host, Tom Brady. And completing our story on the New York State Girls Fela Gaelic football team, they didn't achieve the desired result of winning the championship. However, sometimes the mark of a champion isn't the one up on stage holding the trophy. This team knew early on they were going to be slightly handicapped with the amount of player, about the age of the players that they were allowed to bring over to the tournament. New York could have very easily opted out. A decision was made very early on. Nope, we're going to go with our 14-year-olds. And they went through with it. Coach Mark Comerford and staff did an amazing job getting them ready. Never did you hear the excuses. Never did you hear the grumbling. They just put their foot to the pedal and went to work from day one back in February. This team, this coaching staff has a lot that they need to hold their heads high with. The accomplishments were many because what they did achieve is what every champion needs to succeed. And this team, the story of the 2026 New York team, is all about effort, attitude, and no excuses. They went to work. They did their best. They showed up. They put their best foot forward. Didn't turn out to what they wanted, but they need to hold their heads high, as they should. All the parents, all the staff, everybody's about as proud as we can be of this team. They were up against it from day one that we knew about. They still came over, put their best effort forward. The 2026 New York State girls Fela football team. Effort, attitude, no excuses. Tom Brady, all things sports, Rockland News.
And I have to say that term "no excuse" is something I can definitely relate to in my own life. I remember approximately 15, 17 years ago, used to train with a Marine. His name is Steve Eckert, and his wife, he and his wife have the company Peak Physique Personal Training, and they used to live in Rockland County. They since moved out to California. He's a former Marine, as I mentioned, I think, but he does performance training similar to the way that Tom Brady does. And he always uses that same term when we were in the gym: no excuses. So I can definitely relate to that. And, I'm starting to feel bad. I mean, you could hear the enthusiasm of the early part of the podcast where the tournament didn't happen yet. So, it's obviously disappointing when the victory doesn't get had. But again, the concept, in my opinion, of no excuses is not only something that the girls over in Ireland right now can relate to after this football tournament, but also people in general. I think if we have less excuses for ourselves, we're able to move things forward in life. But, don't contain oneself just completely from the outside world. Definitely talk with each other. Build each other up. That's the other part of no excuses. And performance is something that does need to be coached. And sometimes the best coach is your teammate. So here's the final segment of Tom Brady over in Ireland with the women's Fela football team, the age 15 bracket. And now we found out it was 14-year-olds that ended up in this 15-year-old bracket. The administration made a particular, they made a decision, and the team ended up basically saying, you know what, we'll send the 14-year-olds and we'll get it done. So here's the final segment with Tom Brady.
And we're back with the All Things Sports podcast. I'm your host, Tom Brady, here on Rockland News. I want to thank anyone and everyone who took the time to follow us on the 2026 New York State girls Fela football team and the story of everything that went behind them and the incredible hard work. But I also want to take a minute to thank the people whose hard work and support here at Rockland News make us go. Our sponsors. I want to thank Kobe Sushi, Dana Pest Control, Yabu Fence Company, and Noco Joe's Barbecue and Sports Bar. Without their support, we are unable to do the job that we want to do for you. So we thank our sponsors all the time. And again, I hope you appreciated and liked the documentary style story that we're doing. And going forward, if you have anything, whether it be a team, an individual that you want recognized, or you have a good story for us, contact me. strengthcoachtjb@gmail.com. That's strengthcoachtjb@gmail.com. And any health questions, any strength and conditioning questions, again, contact me. We can help you out. We can actually bring your questions onto podcast form and answer them live for you. All right. So thank you. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. This is Tom Brady with All Things Sports on Rockland News.
Okay, thanks a lot. And once again, Thomas Brady, a.k.a. Tom Brady, for Rockland's News, reporting out in Ireland on the women's Fela football team tournament. And it was the age 15 bracket, but with 14-year-olds that played the tournament. They made that choice based on the rules that were provided to them. And I think they did an exemplary job. And there's always next year. So training starts as soon as they get back. I'm certain of that. But until next time, my name is Tom Osa. Thank you for joining us. You can catch more of Tom Brady on Friday on the All Things Sports podcast, and it's available also on Apple and Spotify and possibly a few more platforms as we move forward. So stay tuned. There's a lot more happening over the next several months, and we appreciate each and every one of you that have tuned into Rockland News. Take care for now.